Good morning. So I normally get up at about 5. It's probably 5:30. Kind of snoozed it a little bit for me, which is not normal. But now I'm making coffee. So every morning I get up and start my coffee, French press. Should I have cleaned out my coffee press yesterday so that I wouldn't have to do it? Yes. Did I do that? No. Am I going to do that now? Yes. Let me get this started. Little kettle. And then I fresh ground some coffee every morning. I do a special blend. Let me see if I can show you. I typically do Fireweed coffee. It is a local brewer, or roaster. No, it's a local roaster in town. I really love their coffee. So I get their subscription. I'm gonna go ahead and ground that now. I already have some in my grinder. While my coffee is brewing, I take my medication in the morning and drink a big cup of water. So we're gonna do that now. I try to drink a big cup of water before I drink my coffee. Does that always happen? No. Let's just be real. Now I take my freshly ground coffee, and for my French press like this, I typically do 4 scoops, 4 robust scoops. It is boiling, so I typically turn it off and fill it up. This is one of my favorite parts of the day, just French pressing it up. And I let it bloom, and then it just did the little puff. And as soon as it does its little puff, I give it a mix. And I'll put the top on, but we're not gonna press it down yet. We're not ready. Let me take you into the other room so that we can do the rest of our morning stuff. Okay, this is my ancestor altar. And what I mean by ancestor altar is you won't see any pictures on this altar of people who are currently alive. It's only people that have passed away, and in a lot of cases, so some of them are people that I had a direct relationship with when they were alive at some point. And then some of them are great-grandparents who I never got to meet, but I feel like I have a relationship with. On my altar, I have a number of things. I have crystals that represent things that are meaningful to me. I have a little rose roller ball of essential oil. My word for the year is plump. So these are plums. They might look a little bit like blueberries, but they're actually plums. Plums are surprisingly hard to watercolor, but I did watercolor that and did a little bit of a poem for my year. This is an owl's arm that was gifted to me. No owls were harmed in the use of that. And some feathers I've found on the ground. This is a sand dollar that I found in Beaufort, North Carolina. Isn't that beautiful? It's really meaningful to me. And I've got various other things here. A friend of mine created this spell for me. She wrote a spell on the back and asked me to put it on my altar and say it every morning. And this Veuve Clicquot, it's from my birthday. I had a bottle of Veuve Clicquot on my birthday, and it just represents wealth and something I really enjoy and like, champagne. I I have a spell jar here. This is where I have a spell and I put a little offering in there oftentimes. And I recently made this spirit dowel. It represents a playful, creative spirit for me. Now, what do I do? In the mornings after I've made my coffee, I say good morning. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And I typically name my ancestors that I'm saying good morning to. So I'll say, good morning, Papa. Good morning, Grandpa Wilfert. Good morning, Great Grandpa Wilfert and Great Grandma Marie. Good morning, Great Grandpa Chadwick and Great Grandma Vera. Good morning, Grandma Chadwick. Good morning, Uncle Kevin and Uncle Doug and Uncle David and Max and Uncle Sam and any other ancestors that want to be here with me today. So I say that good morning to all of them. Now, here's the other piece. I'm gonna do my French press. We're gonna go boop down like that. And I always share a little offering with them in the morning. So I've got a cute little cup here, and I'm just gonna do a cute little offering. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being a part of my life. I'm so glad you're here. Voila, my morning offering. That's how that goes. Okay, now it's time for morning pages. Are you ready? So at this point in the morning, recently in the past like 3 or 4, over a month now, I have been teaching a 6:30 to 7 a.m. yoga class. My background is actually in teaching yoga, and I had taught yoga. I think I got my first 200-hour yoga teacher training back in 2008, 2009-ish. So it's been a long time. What are we, 2023? And I taught in other people's studios. I opened a yoga studio. I ran a yoga studio for a while. Early on in the pandemic, I was teaching a lot of at-home classes to people as a part of a membership that I offered. And I was just really burnt out. And even though it was something that I could do and I could tack on, and people mostly liked it, I was just tired. And so it's been a good couple of years. I always like to say I'm in a long-term relationship with yoga, and sometimes in a very long-term relationship, sometimes you don't like each other very much, and yoga and I just were not getting along. So I went on hiatus with my yoga, and I have recently, this year, really been feeling the need to reinvigorate my own home yoga practice. And the thing that always really keeps me honest in my personal home practice is teaching. And so what I did was I decided that I would just teach on a really trial basis, kind of like try out a week, see how many people joined, see if they liked it, see if I liked it. And turns out they did. And so 1 week turned into 2 weeks, turned into a month. So we're on about a month now of teaching 6:30 a.m. yoga, and it's been maybe 3 weeks. It's been pretty great. It's been fun. I like mornings. I like teaching yoga in the morning. 30 minutes is not a lot of time for a yoga class, and it goes by so quick. I can never get in all of the things that I want to get in for teaching. Let me just make a little ponytail bun here.
My hair is gotten so long that it's just really challenging to find a hairstyle that will keep it secure and out of my face when I'm teaching yoga so people can see what I'm doing. This will fall out like halfway through yoga. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go get ready to teach. I teach in a spare room right now that I have. I'm turning that spare room into an office though, so oh my goodness, we're just gonna have to see what happens after, where I teach after I turn that into an office. Because as you saw when I was doing morning pages, that's my dining room, but my dining room is my office. And you know, I really believe in, I don't think there's such a thing as work-life balance, but I believe in work-life balance. And it's hard to have any type of work-life balance when your work is in your dining room. And my house is really small. Well, not that small for a single person, but pretty small. Okay, let's go do some yoga, all right? And then after yoga, I sit right back down at this desk, I check some email, and then I get ready to facilitate my morning writing group, Raw, where I facilitate them in writing morning pages just like I already did. So that's my witchy ritual morning routine. What do you add? What would you add to your morning routine? What are you currently doing? I'd love to hear about it. Comment below. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe and like. It's been lovely spending the morning with you today. Bye.